Life today moves at an incredibly fast pace, and it's all too easy to get caught up in the chaos, the responsibilities, and even the temptations around us. Sometimes, without realizing it, we might find ourselves drifting away from our faith, from that deep, profound connection with God that gives our lives meaning and purpose. Today, let's talk about rediscovering that connection, recognizing the signs that we might be moving away, and embracing the journey back to Him, stronger and more rooted in faith than ever. Let's start by acknowledging that feeling disconnected from God is something many people experience. This journey isn't just for those who are new to faith. Even lifelong believers may face seasons when God feels distant or silent. Yet, in these times, God is closer than we can imagine, and He is patiently waiting for us to reach out to Him. Recognizing when we are drifting away is a gift in itself, because it's a chance to pause, reflect, and take steps to realign our lives with His teachings to renew our commitment to Him. When life becomes overwhelming, it can be easy to put our spiritual lives on the back burner. We might stop praying as often, we might skip reading the Bible, or neglect fellowship with others. These small steps can slowly widen the gap between us and God. But the beauty of our faith is that we are always welcomed back with open arms. No matter how far we feel we've drifted, God is ready and waiting to embrace us again. In the Bible, we see over and over how God reaches out to those who have wandered. The story of the prodigal son is a powerful reminder of this. Even when we stray, God's love remains constant, unwavering, and unconditional. One way to begin reconnecting with God is by devoting time each day to prayer and reflection. Prayer doesn't need to be complicated or formal. It can be as simple as speaking to God from your heart, sharing your thoughts, your worries, and your gratitude. When we invite God into our daily lives, we allow Him to work within us, to guide us, and to bring peace and clarity to our minds. Spending even a few quiet moments in prayer each day helps us center our thoughts and realign our spirit with His will. Remember, prayer is not just about asking for things. It's about building a relationship with God, listening to Him, and allowing His presence to fill us with love and strength. Reading the Bible is another powerful way to deepen our relationship with God. Scripture is filled with wisdom, guidance, and encouragement. It reminds us of God's promises and of the path we are called to follow. When we immerse ourselves in His Word, we find comfort, inspiration, and direction. Through the stories of the prophets, the teachings of Jesus, and the guidance of the apostles, we are reminded of what it means to live a life of faith, hope, and love. If you're unsure where to start, consider beginning with the Gospels, which reveal the life, ministry, and teachings of Jesus Christ. His message of love, forgiveness, and compassion is timeless and speaks to each of us personally. Another important aspect of strengthening our faith is fellowship. Surrounding ourselves with others who share our beliefs and values can help us grow spiritually. Joining a church, attending Bible study groups, or simply spending time with friends who encourage our faith journey are powerful ways to feel supported and connected. In Matthew 18:20, Jesus says, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." When we come together in faith, we create an environment where God's love is tangible and alive. We can share our struggles, celebrate our joys, and inspire one another to continue our journey in faith. It's also essential to examine how we are living out our faith in everyday life. Are we embodying the love, kindness, and compassion that Jesus taught? Being a Christian is not just about attending church or reading the Bible. It's about living out those teachings in our actions, our relationships, and our daily decisions. In John 13:34-35, Jesus instructs us, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." When we live in a way that reflects His love, we draw closer to God and we become a source of light and hope for those around us. At times, we may feel overwhelmed by our weaknesses, our mistakes, or our failures, but remember, God's grace is sufficient for us. His power is made perfect in our weaknesses. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul reminds us of God's promise. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When we acknowledge our need for God and surrender our struggles to Him, we open ourselves to His transformative power. It's okay to come to God with our imperfections. He doesn't expect us to be perfect. Instead, He desires a humble heart, a willingness to grow, and a desire to seek Him. To walk in faith, we must cultivate a heart of gratitude and trust. Gratitude helps us see the countless ways in which God is present in our lives. It shifts our focus from what we lack to the blessings we have, allowing us to appreciate God's goodness and provision. Trust, on the other hand, allows us to surrender our fears and uncertainties to Him. Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. When we place our trust in God, we can navigate life's challenges with peace, knowing that He is in control and has a plan for our lives. Reflecting on our lives, our actions, and our relationship with God is not always easy, but it is essential. Taking time to examine our hearts and asking God to reveal any areas where we may be drifting helps us stay rooted in our faith. In Psalm 139:23-24, the psalmist prays, search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. This humble prayer invites God to guide us, to correct us, and to draw us closer to Him. Let this be a gentle reminder. No matter where you are in your journey, God's love is constant. His grace is boundless, and His arms are open wide. He is calling you to draw near, to seek Him, and to rest in His peace. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Together, as a community of believers, we can grow stronger in our faith, support one another, and walk with God every step of the way. May this message inspire you to reconnect with your faith, to seek God with all your heart, and to embrace the abundant life He has promised. As you continue on your spiritual journey, may you experience His love, His grace, and His guidance in every moment. Thank you for joining us, and may God bless you richly as you walk in His light.